Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets in Sydney. Like we talked about on Friday, pretty interesting data for the US coming out that night. The US GDP missed expectations, but the US dollar didn't get sold off too aggressively. In fact, we seem to be finding a little bit of basis support for the US dollar at the moment. The market seems to be pushing two-way action a little bit more. Now, it is a big week in terms of this week. We got the FOMC and the NFP. So if US dollar is going to rebound anywhere, or if the market's going to go cautious trading, sideways trading, then this could definitely be the week. Also got Trump's State of the Union coming out Wednesday morning Asian session. That's where you really you want to pay attention to any sort of trade issues if he escalates those. He's definitely had some warnings over the weekend when he's been in Europe. In Davos, he's talked about European Union getting away with murder, and he's raised the possibility of further action, although he was a little bit coy on what that would be. But that being said, the US dollar's opened so far today on the front foot. Dollar yen's pushing higher, and you're seeing euro under pressure. Now, the euro being under pressure today is a little surprising because the market actually had some bullish news over the weekend with the Netherlands central bank governor, part of the ECB governing council, not. Now, what he said is he said that the ECB should stop QE purchases in September, just as the market's been speculating that they will do, and that they should, Draghi should tell the market they're going to do that. And the only reason that Draghi didn't is because he's worried about the strength of the euro and adding further fuel to that. Now, the fact he's openly talking about this as the reasoning behind Draghi not doing it, and he also said that most of the ECB was on his side in doing this, means that he got confirmation of what everyone was thinking. Now, the lack of rally this morning on the back of that news means that the market's not responding to positive news in the same effect. So this is one way to know that a trend is running out of steam, or if the market's more cautious. That when good news comes out and the market doesn't push new highs, that's where you get concerned. Yeah, so you're seeing this broad-based US dollar pushback on every pair, Aussie dollar included. Pound is where you're getting the most weakness from. Now, you're getting that coming through because there's concern that May is losing control of a party, and this was reinforced a little bit over the weekend when Trump came out and said that if he was negotiating Brexit, he would do a much tougher job. Yeah, and this is the sort of stance that a lot of the UK Brexit negotiators or Brexit supporters were looking for. A pretty hard Brexit or a strong Brexit, not just some sort of 3-year extension of the same connections, and then a managed soft Brexit where they still have access and still have to sign up to the same sort of restrictions with oversight from Europe. So the internal debate in the Conservatives in the UK is very important for how the pound is going to move, and if May's going to survive and the pound's rally is going to continue, you definitely need this ongoing inner turmoil to disappear, and for everyone to get behind May's plan. This ongoing concern that she doesn't have loyalty is definitely not helping, especially if the market's in a pullback mode and you're hearing more and more rumblings of that. All right, the Brexit negotiations do begin again today, so we are seeing that start in Europe. So there's going to be more headlines coming through on these Brexit negotiations in the next week, but short term the price action is quite negative. The market is selling into rallies for the last 24 hours, last 3 sessions. You can see that previous low is the most important level to come. Alright guys, so look, this week we do have a lot to cover. It is going to be very important. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a preview on the CPI number from Australia coming out on Wednesday. Also the President's State of the Union speech, what to be looking out for. And then on Wednesday we're going to be doing a preview of the review of the data after it comes out, but also a preview of the Fed, which is coming out on Wednesday night. Of course, Friday is the big event with the NFP, but that's a little ways away. We still got to get past all these major announcements in the next couple of days. So be nimble, traders. If you need help, come through onto the dealing room number below. If you're not a member of the easyMarkets dealing room, you can access with the link below as well.